G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is the Zealot's explosive weightless Gatling laser. This thing does an extra little bit of damage to Scorch, has explosive bullets, which you'll see in just a bit, and 90% reduced weight for the base parts, and we'll get to that bit a little bit later. But looking at this thing right off the bat, 16 damage, that's not a whole lot. You'd expect a little bit more out of the Zealot's Gatling laser with the explosive effect on it. So yeah, we'll go ahead and chuck in some perks here, and first of all let's just get some heavy gunner going. Not going to go too over the top with that, just 3 perks of that, and to get our damage a little bit higher with the explosive parts, or hopefully you'll chuck that on. And for this one we'll get an extra 50% radius on our explosives, and what does that get us? An extra what, 4 damage I think? So I don't think the Demolitions Expert actually scales in with this, and I've got a theory or two about this. I think it's because this thing as a heavy weapon doesn't benefit from any of the Demolitions Expert perks like the missile launcher and the Fat Man would, because they're explosive heavy weapons. And 2, it's an energy weapon, and this is the kind of shit that made this thing, or energy weapons having the explosive effect, disallowed in Fallout 4, because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But there you go. We've only got 21 damage out of this, and it doesn't stop there. If we take a look at this thing on a workbench, you'll notice that everything is stock. We've got the stock laser receiver, barrel, sights, everything. And that is because for some reason, when you attach different things onto this, they just sort of go apeshit. Although the prime receiver doesn't actually add anything, although I'm going to need a little bit. Hey, I've actually got that. Hey, cool, I'm going to need ultrasight fusion cores though. That's maybe worth thinking about. The prime receiver does better damage to Scorchbeast and Scorch, and that will go well with our Zealots thing. I'm not actually sure whether the Zealots affects Scorchbeasts or not. I don't think it does. I think it just says Scorched. So anything like the Scorched humans and all the Scorched creatures that you might see down in the Cranberry Bog will be more susceptible to this. We're going to be fighting robots for the start. So even the reflex sight, if I chuck that on, that adds a couple more pounds onto it. So to keep this thing as light as I possibly can, I'm just going to leave it as is. It's unfortunate, but I've also don't have a lot of actually good capacitors going on here, except for that prime one. I might have a look at that one later. But this thing is glitched. This thing doesn't affect, or isn't affected by the Demolitions Expert perk, which is going to leave it as a very, very underpowered weapon, unfortunately. Here's what armor I'm using: a chameleon staff, a standfast, and a bolstering thing on my left leg. And look at this, I'm not doing the weight glitch anymore. And if it was still around, I'd still be using it though. Know that. Okay, so we've got a Colonel Gutsy up there. He's probably just going to call us a communist and start shooting at us. But what I really want to see is, okay, a sentry bot, that'll do. We need a little bit more fusion cores to feed this thing, so killing a sentry bot would be a good idea. Now, one of the quirks about explosive stuff in Fallout 76, sometimes I've been told that if you've hit multiple people at once or multiple things at once, it'll glitch, but for some reason, sometimes your entire damage will disable, and that'll just carry over to all of your weapons in general, so yeah, that sucks. So we haven't got an entirely great spawn. There's no robo brains around, which are a lot easier to kill if you actually want to grab anything like, you know, the fusion cores. But there we go, we managed to get a kill there, and I was expecting him to explode. No, we're not playing Fallout 4, are we? And we get a fusion core out of that, which is nice. Now we've got 3, because we didn't use up the last one. I don't know, but really not impressed by the damage. Ah, there's the explosion. That's okay, we'll be fine. You'll be right, mate. So we managed to take out that Colonel Gutsy in a sort of quick fashion, but I'm telling you, it's going to glitch in a second. It's not going to be pretty. But we'll just pop a stim pack here so I'm not fucking limping around anymore. And yes, that's the smoke bomb of a Robo Brain. It's exactly what I wanted to see. And with killing you, hopefully nice and quickly, we can finish you off like that, and down you go. We didn't actually get a fusion core from that one. Okay. Although we seem to be doing okay, I think I could still be doing better with my explosive 10mm pistol, which, by the way, does 138 damage to this thing's 29. Granted, it does fire a lot slower, so maybe it's just the damage indicator that's glitched and not actually the weapon, but still. Maybe I'm underestimating this weapon a little bit. It doesn't seem to be too terrible. Okay, we managed to kill that guy, thankfully. He sort of had a delayed reaction to that death there, but I guess we could blame that one on lag, so not going too bad. It's not blowing me away like the 10mm explosive one did, but yeah, it does okay. What I really want to do is test it on Scorchbeast though, because without my stealth, I don't think my build is really set up to do this. We've still got a Colonel Gutsy around though, so we ought to clean up the rest of the robots before getting out of here. Now there should be one more Robo Brain around somewhere. Ha! Okay, yep, the glitch definitely happened. I'm glad I showed this off because someone at Bethesda really fingered explosive weapons because I can't do damage to him anymore. At all. Also, I'm still cloaked. That's just a different glitch entirely. There we go. Now I can shoot myself. So I can shoot this bloke all day, all night, and nothing will happen. If I go over to, say, my Gauss Rifle, which also has a little bit of explosive punch if you're familiar with the projectiles, I'm actually able to hit the bastard. No dice. If I go over to my handmade rifle, nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to quit and then rejoin a different server to actually be able to kill stuff again. So, you know, that's cool. Righto, so we're outside some sort of fissure site, so a Scorchbeast should show up momentarily. Also, we're already in danger, so it looks like the Toasty boys are already onto me, so good start. Also, as soon as I left that other server, or as soon as I stopped recording, one of the Mr. Gutsies said typical chicken shit commie maneuver, so yeah, you know what I mean. So we're getting a little bit better damage against the scores, obviously, and they're going down nice and fast, but what I'm really worried about is old mate Scorchbeast over there, and oh shit, we are definitely in a lot of trouble right now. Also, using this thing for VATS is fucking terrible. You fire that fast, you've got no AP left by the time you friggin' even spin up the barrel, basically. Alright, so we've stitched ourselves up pretty bad here because he's flying around in the trees and I can't get a good sight on him, and all of the Scorch are just going to keep stockpiling on me, which is okay for some situations where we want to get our adrenaline up, but now we can't do damage to anyone, so yeah, this whole gameplay bit is fucked now, because we can't actually kill anything. I guess I'll have to be a typical commie and Alt F4 my way out of this.
Righto, so a couple of things. One of the glitches with Gatling lasers in this game is that you'll have exactly the amount of fusion cores you have loaded into the weapon when you pull it out after quitting or putting the weapon away and equipping a different one, which is annoying. And I also am using my proper mic now, so it doesn't actually sound like I'm talking through a Bundy can or whatever. And to make a point of how much of this weapon sucks, I'm just going to kill this Behemoth here, and we'll see if we can't kill him in a fast manner, if at all. So we're 250 shots into him, and he seems to be regenerating. No, then he was degenerating. Weird. And I think the server is trying to catch up on itself. There we go, we actually got the kill, which is nice. It didn't screw up on me that time. So yeah, looks like it does have some correlation to how much actually, or how much targets you are doing the splash damage to, so that looks to be some part of the issue, but I feel like we can do better than that. That took like 30 seconds to kill him. That's not really good enough. Righto, so I'm gonna kill him again with my handmade rifle, and just to let you know, I'm not using any of the commando perks, and the receiver is just the basic auto receiver. I still haven't found any powerful autos for this weapon, but I feel like we're going to be killing him faster anyway. And I'm not going to use VATS either because, you know, I didn't use it with the Gatling laser, so almost dead. Probably could have got him if I actually managed to hit my shots. And we're using sneak attack criticals, there you go. I've managed to kill him fast with a non-legendary weapon, and there you go, you can farm this guy if you really want to. He seems to drop a lot of basic assault rifles and seems to drop nuclear material all the time, so if you're short on that, kill Swan's grandson a few times and you'll have a lot before you even know it. But I think you get the point of this weapon. It kind of sucks, man. Righto, so we're doing the event called Grafton Day, and that means we get to fight a guaranteed spawn of the Grafton monster, which is the big tree-looking dude. He's already taken a little bit of damage, so... okay, that seemed to go alright. I guess, killing low-level trash mobs with this is certainly viable. Also, yeah, we killed him, and also, this is going to take a while to actually give me anything, isn't it? That's annoying when that happens. That usually means other players are around. But in this case, I think it's just because my internet's bad. Now, do I get a legendary thing with this? Because last time I did this, I did get one. It seems to be a random drop. Can I kill those iBots? Okay, I can. I don't know, just something about these weapons just seems to glitch out. I think it's network problems, to be honest, because this doesn't happen with any other thing. See, sometimes they just have super delayed deaths, and surely you're going to give me something now. Also, we used up one of the fusion cores because now I've got one less in our inventory, and I've got a little bit more spare carry capacity. I can't even search that anymore. I feel kind of ripped off, but knowing he was only a level 30 thing, he wouldn't have given me a lot anyway. So, I think you get the point. There you have it. That was the explosive Zealot's Weightless Gatling laser. The only reason I'm keeping this is because it only weighs 2.55 pounds. If you'd like to see this thing in your game, I suggest you'd farm some legendaries. Usually you can find a couple of ghouls down here that might give you something, but the 3-star legendaries are more commonly found from the Uranium Fever quest, which usually pops up around here, so have a look out for that. As soon as you see that pop up, drop everything you're doing and fast travel down there, and you'll be laughing, mate. Hopefully you get the drop. But yeah, if you want to trade this thing with me, find me in my game. There's my name up in the corner right now. Add me as a friend. Tell me you want my Gatling laser. Give me an Instigating Gauss Rifle, or maybe a Gauss Rifle with a suppressor. Some good Gauss Rifle, and I'll give it to you for free. Okay, I think that's enough. Thank you for watching, guys.